So greetings from the great state of Pennsylvania once again. It's actually been well over a week since I last filmed. The last video I filmed was my Clinton County High Point, that north central PA trip we took where we hiked at Heiner Run State Park. Some of that gap was planned and some of it wasn't. I had some computer issues and things like that, but you probably won't notice a gap in the uploading schedule. I usually have quite a few videos in backlog, I call it. I know some people notice, like, you know, when I upload a video, it might be like a month old already. It's just because I have like up to 20 videos waiting to be uploaded at any given time. Right now it's a little bit less than 20. But that's the way it is. I do that on purpose. A lot of days when I go out and film, you know, I film multiple videos in one day, and then the next day I might film multiple videos, so I get quite a backlog. But it helps when things like this come along, if I need to take a break or if something unforeseen comes along, like this little problem right here, which I'll get to in a moment. It allows me to continue to have content to upload for you guys, even though I'm not currently out filming for a while due to like a planned or something unplanned. So that's how that works. It's like having a bank account, having money saved up in a bank account. Like we say, saving up money for a rainy day. That's the way it goes with my filming too. But anyway, I want to talk a little bit about that, what happened this past week. But yeah, this is the Wi-Fi network adapter. This little thing went bad. Kind of ruined my week a little bit there. Before I talk a little bit about this little crazy little thing, I did want to say special thanks again to everybody that supports my channel. Like I said, it does mean a lot to me. I know I have something called a Patreon account. Quite a few of you support me on that. I haven't talked a whole lot about this year. I should say more about it, but I thank you to those who support me on that. It is a way of giving extra support to the channel. You might ask, where does that money go? Well, I should say once again, you know, I never ask for money on this channel, and I never will. When I mention the Patreon account, it's just there for those who want to and are able to help a little bit extra. Like I said, people might ask, where does that money go? It pays for the gas on these trips. You know, just recently I did that north central PA trip. You know, those trips are not free. It does cost me money to do those things, but I realize not everybody can help out extra in that way, and that's no problem at all. Just by watching my videos, you're helping me. I know you see those ads that pop up at the beginning of the videos and stuff. I know those get annoying, but those ads are what make it possible for me to go out and film like this all the time. You know, it's because YouTube has become like a second job in many ways. You know, and like I said, the ads are annoying, but if you like what someone's doing, those ads make it possible for them to do it. Yeah, so just keep that in mind when those ads come up. I don't always like seeing them either when I'm watching other people's channels, but they are important for that person. But anyway, just thanks everybody once again about the Patreon account. If something interests you, you can look it up. There's a link down below in the description or on the About Me page. You can help out with just as little as $1 a month, which sounds not much, but you know, if you think about it, if 40 people give just $1 a month, that $40 helps to fill my gas tank to take like a trip up to North Central PA, a camping trip. So it does, you know, it's just a little bit, it does help. I just want to throw that out there. Not really asking for anybody to sign up for that. I have quite a bit of support already, but it just letting you know it's there. And just once again, thank you to you, those of you who have supported me over the years, and that it does make this possible, makes this channel possible, you know, in all honesty. But yeah, I had kind of a nutso week. Actually, the last day of filming last Saturday, the camera I'm using now kind of glitched out on me. It seems to be working now. I'm not sure what happened. I think it might have just gotten damp overnight because I had it in my tent overnight without the tent cover on. I'm thinking that's what might have been happening. It seems to be working good now, so we'll fingers crossed it keeps doing that. But yeah, I was having trouble staying connected to the internet, to my Wi-Fi. I changed my modem, my internet modem, which is a good thing. It was old and needed to be changed, but that didn't fix the problem. And it turned out to be the network adapter card. I tried to fix it myself, but when I did that, this little buddy went nuts. I guess he's corrupted or something. I'm not sure what happened, but when I tried to like correct him by myself, he went nuts and infected a bunch of other stuff in the computer, and it wouldn't even start back up again. So I had to take it somewhere. It was kind of nuts. Tuesday was spent just all day trying to figure out what was going on. Last Tuesday. Well, not last Tuesday for this video, but today is the 11th, so whatever that was back then. I think the 5th maybe it was, September 5th. Anyway, but Tuesday night I did find somebody. You can check out the information on here. think his name is David, but he fixed it. He had to do it. He spent 5 hours doing it. What's kind of cool about him is he only charged you for 3 hours of work on your computer, because after that he realizes if he just keeps charging you more, you might as well just buy a new computer. So he's kind of a cool guy. You know, he had to wipe everything off my computer. He's able to save the content I had on there already, like my trip to North Central PA I had on there. That's another thing too. I'm usually pretty good at backing up my files to like an external hard drive, so they're safe, but for some reason I didn't do that right. I should have done that before I started messing around with my computer, because then it wouldn't restart, and then I was like, oh great. So I didn't know whatever was infecting this was going to infect those files and ruin them, but he was able to get them off, so that trip is saved. So that worked out. But anyway, I got the computer back Thursday night, and because then it's all about just logging back into everything, reinstalling things that got wiped off. But anyway, it's all good now, hopefully. But anyway, I do have a few pieces of cool mail to share with you today, so I'll get to that in a moment here. And I should say too, another reason I didn't film a lot last week is that it was hot. So it's a good thing my computer broke down this last week, because it was up in the 90s, like mid-90s. And that's not too rare in the summer for here in Pennsylvania, but for September, that's kind of out of the ordinary. So I wasn't gonna do any filming those days anyway. So anyway, in the end, it kind of worked out. My computer works faster than it ever has before, to be honest. And then, because I got that new modem, so in the end, everything works out for a purpose, for a reason, I believe. So, but anyway, I got 2 items of cool mail. This is from Melanie. She has a few papers of historical interest in here for me. I'll check out. Then she had a card. Got the card. I believe it's a monarch butterfly on there. But she sent me 2 books, which I am mostly done with, which is unusual because, you know. But anyway, I had since my computer wasn't working last week, I had plenty of time to read, so I dove right into these. The first one is called Grandma Gatewood's Walk. So this book is really cool. She is the first woman to through hike the Appalachian Trail. She did it when she was, what, 67 years old, which is amazing. A couple of men had done it before her, but she did it, was it 1953, I believe it was, or 55, so around there. So it's a cool story. It tells her story of the hike, also gives her background, tells stories about how she grew up, her married life and stuff like that. Husband was a jerk, but it was a cool book. Yeah, the inspiring story of the woman who saved the Appalachian Trail. How did she save it? Well, she brought a lot of notoriety to the trail. So if you like to read about the Appalachian Trail, you might enjoy this book. I certainly did. I devoured it within 2 days. So, like I said, but I had plenty of time to read. I couldn't be on the internet researching or anything like that. And the second book, which I'm almost done with, you can see the bookmark, American Ramble. This is by Neil King. It's a cool story. He walk of memory and renewal. He lives in Washington D.C., and he walked from Washington to New York. Not quite a direct route. I think there's a map in here. But he visited a lot of places along the way. Yeah, there's kind of a map if you can see it on there. But he came up into Pennsylvania, up to York, through Lancaster, Ephrata, not too far from where I live. It's kind of a cool story. He talks about his journey, the people he meets along the way, and the things he sees. It's actually a really cool book. I can't say that I agree with. He talks a lot about his politics and different things that he believes. I don't really agree with him on everything, but it's interesting. Like, he meets a lot of people that he doesn't agree with everything that they believe, but he listens to what they have to say and talks with them. And it just kind of reminds me of how we could all benefit from being that way, instead of too often when we meet people that we don't agree with, instead of just talking nicely, we get into like these arguments and just get nasty with people. You know, it's okay to sit down and talk with someone who doesn't believe the same thing that you believe. You know, you can still be friends, have a conversation. So it's just it actually is a really good book. So if you're interested, read that one yourself. So thanks, Melanie. Almost done with that one. So 2 good books. All right, and one other gift here, which was super cool. I was told that this was going to be coming. This is from Clint. He had messaged me some time ago about researching my family history a bit. He had found my family history videos, and I was like, you know, I don't care. You know, he was just being polite, you know. He didn't want to sound like, you know, creepy or something. Oh, I'm researching in your history. But like, cool, yeah, if you want to look into it, that's fine. And he asked me if he could send me some things that he found about my family. I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. I thought maybe he'd have sent a few pages, you know, something like this, you know, a couple of printed off pages of something he found interesting about my family. Well, he sent quite a bit more than that, which is really cool. Check out this binder. That is just full of my family history. He has the pedigree chart on the front there. This is, that's a lot of paper. It is full of different pedigree charts. Hold on a second here. Just pages and pages of charts. All kinds of other notes. And in the back there's, most of these are printed off from what's called Find a Grave, different information. So I have, at home, I have my own, not really a binder, but a folder that's almost this thick, but it is a mess of just scribbles and I don't know what. I don't know what's all in that folder. I think I might have showed it to you one point. But yeah, but this is like beautifully organized. It's amazing. So Clint, I'm not sure how much time you spent on this, or how much money you spent printing out all this stuff, but this is amazing. Yeah, I spent quite a bit of time just looking through it. A lot of the names are familiar, but you know, some of the family lines went in places I didn't realize and stuff like that. So I haven't done a family history video recently, so but as the weather cools down this fall, we can get out more again. I'll tell you what, I'm tired of the hot. But anyway, I'll probably be doing some more family history videos. So wow, yeah, I was kind of overwhelmed a little bit by it. It was like, wow, this is a lot of stuff, but it's really cool. So you know what, I think about that sometimes. If I had never started a YouTube channel, I would never be getting gifts like this, all the stuff you guys send me. You know, it's just, I don't know, it's very humbling at times, you know, to get all these gifts and stuff. Yeah, I know I think I've mentioned this before, but I do feel pretty spoiled, blessed in a lot of ways too, being able to do something like this. You know, I think we've all, you know, I've worked my fair share of jobs. Well, most of you know I teach. I just teach part-time these days, but I've had a lot of summer jobs, shall we say, where the work wasn't that great, but you know, you got bills to pay. But to be able to work at a job that you enjoy doing and that you know, get joy from doing, you know, where you get to use your gifts, your passions, your abilities, and to be able to share that with others, and it's just amazing. So I would encourage you too, if there's something you are thinking about doing in life, a certain job or career, like don't wait. You know, get started. You know, it might take a while. I worked with a guy who, in his 50s, he went back to college and got a degree in elementary education, and then started teaching elementary school in his 50s. So I found that to be quite inspiring. So you know, the idea that you think you're too old to start, or too this or too that, you know, just, you know, if you feel like you're not where you should be in life, I think a lot of people feel like that, like the job you're doing is not what you were meant to do in life. You know, think about what would you like to do, and then try to get there. You know, it may not happen overnight. You know, to be honest, this is my eighth year doing YouTube, I think. You know, it didn't happen overnight. You know, it wasn't like the very first year I started filming, you know, boom, you know, you have tens of thousands of subscribers or whatever. It takes time. You know, I still had to teach full time and work over the summers and this and that, but you know, over time, you put the effort and the time in, you can achieve those goals. So if you're thinking about it, give it some more thought and maybe make those first steps to changing things in your life. Like I said, you're never too old. I realize there might be other things in your life that are preventing you from dropping everything and starting that, but you can work at it bit by bit. Like I said, if it requires going to college or getting some kind of associate's degree, you know, you can work at it bit by bit. I know it can be daunting at times to think how long it's going to take you, but if you don't get started, that never will happen. So sometimes it's just about taking those baby steps and getting started. And then there's a meme, if you know, those are that pop up on Facebook every now and then. It says, you know, when you think about quitting in life, just think back, you know, 5 years ago when you were only dreaming of being where you are now. I love that phrase, because it's kind of me. You know, 5 years ago, 2018, you know, my channel was growing, but I was still, I don't know. And then you only dream of being where you are now. So sometimes yeah, it's just a cool statement. So I know I keep repeating myself, but yeah, if there is something you're thinking about doing, making a change in life, just maybe this is the time to do it. All right, I would encourage you to do that, even if it's going to take you a long time. And despite what other people will tell you, like when I started my YouTube channel, I got a lot of people that are closer to me, people I knew. I got made fun of a lot because I'm a quiet, more shy, introverted person. The idea that I'm going to start a YouTube channel that just has like history and nature stuff in it, you know, people laugh in my face and joke about it, and not always joking in a nice way. And you know, if I had listened to them and given up, you know, where would I be today? I don't want to think about that. So you might get a lot of hate from people or discouragement from people if they think, what are you doing? You know, why? You know, you're too old, or you're this, or like, you know, just don't listen to them. Go ahead and get started. But anyway, I think I'll get going. I see the caretaker. I forget his name. I met him. I'm here at the Conrad Weiser Park, or there's another name for it, the Conrad Weiser Memorial Park. I forget your name, but I talked to him the other day. He waved to me earlier. He's the guy that kind of takes care of the grounds here. Anyway, I got a message. Anyway, we're gonna go home. I'm gonna toss this little nasty network adapter card. Might go filming elsewhere today. We'll see. But anyway, once again, folks, thank you all of you for the gifts that you've been sending over the years. You know, thank you, Melanie, for the books. Actually, these books came in handy. Like I said, I didn't have my computer, so I probably spend too much time on the computer. I realized that too this past week. I might have to look into. It's not all bad stuff. I'm not all like on Instagram and Facebook all the time. Sometimes it's just a lot of research and looking up things. But I feel like because when I didn't have it for those several days, yeah, you realize you spend too much time on it. Anyway, and thank you, Clint, for the amazing gift. I mean, I already have some new videos in mind from some of the stuff I've read in here. So wow. But anyway, as always, folks, thank you, all of you, and hope you have a great day. Like I said, if you're thinking about making changes in your life, today's the day. All right.